Hello, my darling friends. Welcome back to my channel. I am so happy y'all are here today. Thank you so much for stopping by. I am really looking forward to spending some time together today. We're gonna have a lot of fun. We've got several projects planned today. The first thing we need to take care of though is, do y'all remember last week after we made our fun candles, I said I was going to give 2 or 3 of them away. So that's what we're going to take care of very first. We're going to go do the drawing. If you see, and I'm gonna give away 3 of our projects from last week, 3 of our fun little candle things. So if you see your name flash on across the screen after we do our drawing or while we're doing our drawing, please reach out to me via email and I will have the link to my email in the description box for y'all. And then I can get all of the pertinent information and get your candles sent to you. All right, guys, let's go do a drawing. Oh my gosh, y'all, drum roll, please. Are you ready to see who the winners of our Valentine's candle giveaway are? Congratulations to Linda, Chelsea, and Barbara. Y'all don't forget to email me so that we can work out the specifics so I can send you your Valentine's candles. Congratulations to all of the winners from our drawing. I'm so excited to send you your candles. Okay, y'all, today we are going to be working on a couple of projects that have been on my to-do list for quite some time. So I am ready to just tackle that to-do list, get all of these items checked off that list, and get some of these things done so that I don't have to think about it anymore. So we're going to be working with Michael today out in the shop to tackle some of these projects. So let's go. Okay, y'all, so the very first project that we need to tackle today is this jar. Notice anything missing? The lid on this broke, so that's what we're going to do. This is just one of those tasks that you know needs to be done, but you kind of put it off and put it off. But today we are not putting this off any longer. We're going to build a lid for this jar, a replacement lid that needs to happen. So that's what we're going to head out into the shop and do right now, is build a lid for this jar. Let's go. The first thing that we need to do here is draw out the circumference of our wood rounds. And Michael measured the canister that this lid is going to sit on top of. So we're going to have 2 circles here. The larger circle is the circumference of the actual top, like that will sit on top of the lid. And then the smaller circle is the circumference of the inside of our canister. And this way we get a nice snug fit. So we will be connecting these together. All right, so now that he's got the circles all drawn on, we can take this to the scroll saw and start getting them cut out. And we're just going to do a rough cut here, and then we will finish them on the sander. Something to keep in mind here too is that if you do not have a scroll saw, you can use a jigsaw or a bandsaw to cut these wood rounds out as well. We now have our wood rounds cut out, but we're going to just give them a little fine tuning and smooth out all the edges to make this almost perfectly round as we can possibly get it when you're cutting by hand. Now that we have the fine tuning done, we can take this to the top part of our belt sander here and just sand off all the little burrs. And then we'll go ahead and mark centers on each of these wood rounds.
Nice. Drill some holes now.
Okay, at the drill press now, we're just going to go ahead and drill our holes, and we're going to drill a hole in each one of these wood rounds, and then we will connect the 2 of these together with the pull that we have chosen for this lid. And of
Of course, every single wood project requires a sanding, and it's probably all of our least favorite part, but it has to be done. And I think Michael is just using some 120. This wood was already pretty fine, so we're just giving it some good touch-ups. All right, y'all, to finish off this project, all we have to do now is attach the pull. And we're also using this pull to hold both of these pieces together.
Okay, we did it. We made a lid. It was so easy, so simple. We actually whipped this up in less than 30 minutes. This was such an easy project to do. And so I don't know why we put this off for so long. Let's go see if it fits on the jar, and then we will have successfully checked off project number 1 from our to-do list. Yay! It fits, and it looks really nice too. I really like how this looks. All right, well, project number 1 checked off the list. Alrighty, y'all, for project number 2, Michael and I are going to show you how we took this darling little electric wall sconce and turned it into a battery-powered lamp for my little wine closet back here. This used to be a coat closet, but it was one of those closets that just kind of turned into a massive junk collector. So I just needed to clean that junk out of my life. So I turned it into this cute little wine cellar, well, it's not really a wine cellar, wine closet. Plus it's got some storage capacity for some of our, spare things like napkins, paper plates, those kinds of things that I just didn't have room to keep in the kitchen. So we're going to head out into the shop and show y'all how we converted this electric lamp into a battery powered lamp. Let's go.
As with most of our DIY wood projects, it always starts with cutting some wood down to size. So Michael has taken some scrap wood that we fished out of our scrap wood bin, and he's just cutting these down to the appropriate size that we need for this project. Okay, y'all, so for this project, we did need a piece of wood that was 1.5 inches thick, and we didn't have any. So Michael cut a couple of pieces, and we're just going to do a quick glue up. And to make this super fast, we're going to use some super glue and some accelerator, and this will give us instantaneous hold. So when using a glue accelerator, you want to put glue on one piece of your project board, and then the accelerator gets sprayed onto the second piece. You don't want to spray that accelerator right on top of your super glue. So Michael has now done the 2 parts. We've stuck it together, and y'all, just like that, voila, they are instantly held together. I love this stuff. It's great when you are in a hurry or you're impatient like I am. So we need to cut a round circle out of this little square that we've created. So Michael is just finding center. Once we have center, X marks the spot here, we can go ahead and use our compass to create the circle in the correct diameter that we need. After we get the circle drawn onto our wood square here, we are going to take it to the scroll saw and cut our wood round out. And then also, like we do with so many of our projects, we will finish this off, give it a little fine tuning over on the sander. Good job, Michael. Thank you for cutting such a perfect circle for me. Okay, so if y'all have been wondering how we're going to convert this from an electric light to a battery light, this is how. We're going to cut out all of the wires, all the electrical wires, and then we're going to use this wood piece. This is going to insert into the wall mount plate, and that's going to give us a flush backing so that we can attach this easily to the wall. So Michael is going to come in with the Forstner bit and drill a small hole here, and this is going to be where all of the bolts and stuff, this bolt right here that Michael is screwing our parts together, that bolt is going to fit nicely inside that hole that he drilled, and it gives us a nice flush mounting surface. So the next step is we need to drill our screw holes. This is going to be, so normally this is how you would attach it to the wall, is right here with this, but we don't want to do that. But I still want a little bit of decoration on this. So we're going to use the actual nuts that came with this. So Michael's just going to drill some holes in here. We will do a countersink on this so that the screws in the back will also sit flush with our wood round. Now we can go ahead and drill our mounting holes on each side of this wood round, and Michael's just using the drill press to do this, but if you don't have a drill press, that is okay. You can just use a regular handheld drill for this step. Okay, y'all, so now we can move on to some of our final assembly here. So Michael has inserted our wood round that we created into this wall mount, and we've placed the screws in here, and see how that countersink just gives those screws, it sinks the screws in a little bit so that we still have a flush surface. And then these are the cute little decorative nuts that come with our lamp, and I wanted to use these, so we're going to go ahead and attach those, but as you can see, they were a little long. So Michael took them over to the grinder, and he is just grinding these down a little bit for me. Okay, so now we have the screws to the proper length. So Michael's going to go ahead and attach all of our parts and pieces so that we can hang this on the wall. And this is the part that I'm the most excited about, y'all. So I've been wanting a lamp in this little area for so long, so I'm excited to finally have one. Okay, so if y'all know me, you know that I cannot stand to put holes in my walls. So we're going to attach this lamp using command strips. So the first thing I want to do is clean this surface really well. And so I'm just using some rubbing alcohol to do this. And then I will let that wood dry very well before attaching my command strips. Y'all, I use command strips to hang, I don't know, I would say probably 80% of the things on my walls have been hung with command strips, and I never have issues. Nothing has ever fallen off the wall. I love these things. So especially because I really don't like holes in the walls. So that's what we're going to do. We're attaching all of our command strips here, and then we will take it in the house and get this attached to the wall. Oh, and I am using the Velcro command strips. These ones are my favorite. I use them for everything. So y'all, another reason why I really love to use command strips is because I change things around in my home all the time. And if you're like that and you like to change things, this really does help eliminate having your walls looking like Swiss cheese. I really don't like holes in my walls. So command strips to the rescue. So here we are back in the house now, and I am attaching this to the wall, and this part just makes me so excited. I have wanted a light in this area for so long, so I'm excited to finally have one. A little trick that I have noticed with these Velcro command strips is that when you attach your thing to the wall, you want to make sure you push really hard until you hear all of those Velcros snap into place. All right, y'all, so now we can attach the light bulb, and this is a rechargeable light bulb, and I will have these listed in the description box for y'all if you are interested. And oh my gosh, look at this. I love this. This makes me feel really happy.
Okay, y'all, for our very, very last project today, we are going to be creating a towel rack for our downstairs guest bathroom. I had some hooks in there that were kind of like these little suction hooks, and they just would not stay on the wall, and I got tired of it. And this is another one of those projects that needed to be done. It's needed to be done for a long time, but we just keep putting it off. So this is going to be our last project to check off today's list, and I'm really excited to get this one done. So let's head out into the shop and create or whip up a cute little simple, easy towel rack for the bathroom.
For our very last project, we are going to start out by cutting a small board here, and we're cutting this down to the size that actually fits on my wall, and I'll show you that in just a little bit. So Michael's just taking it to the chop saw and cutting this board to size. And then we are going to find center on this, and then from center we're going to measure out so that we can get 3 pegs attached to this board that are evenly spaced. Okay, y'all, so we have measured out this board so that we can get all 3 of our pegs evenly spaced onto the board. And now Michael is just coming in and drawing our straight lines. And so he's measured this so that we get evenly spaced from side to side. And now he will come in and measure from top to bottom so that we can be sure and get our pegs directly centered onto this board. Okay, y'all, so we are going to be using dowels to create the pegs on our towel rack here. So we're just using a really large dowel. You can use any size dowel that suits your style. We did cut these ones at a 31.6 degree angle to attach them because I kind of wanted that little angled look. I like the way this looks on here. And Michael's being all theatric here for me or for us. All right, y'all. So now we're going to go ahead and mark center on our dowel so that we can go ahead and get these drilled for the screws that we will use to attach these to the board. And Michael's going to go ahead and place some little divots in these so it makes it easier to drill them, because if you don't have these little divots, the drill will tend to walk across your projects, and this just prevents that from happening. Okay, y'all, so now we're going to go ahead and pre-drill these, and this was a little bit scary for me. I didn't like that Michael had to hold these in his hand like this, but it was necessary so that we could get this drilled at a slight angle so that they attach properly to our backing board. Okay, so now we're going to come in and use our little screws, and we're using these double-sided screws. I forget what the technical name for these things are. I just always call them double-sided screws. So we're going to attach one side of the screw into each of these dowels, and then we will come back in and attach them to our backing board. Before attaching the dowels to our backing board, Michael did come in and create his little divots, and he did make sure that everything was perfectly centered on the backing board. so we are going to pre-drill all of the holes for our dowel pegs here, and pre-drilling helps prevent your wood from splitting when you go to screw things in. Then we will give everything a quick sanding to just kind of smooth it off and give it a nice finish. And then we will pre-drill the holes for on the ends of this backing board, and these will be the holes that we will use to attach this entire towel rack to the wall. And again, before Michael drills everything, he does use his little divot tool here so that the drill bit doesn't walk across your board as you begin to drill your holes. I do think this is kind of a necessary tool to have in your arsenal. So here he's just pre-drilling the holes, and then we will move on to our next step. All right, so we are ready to attach our dowel pegs to our backing board now. And before we do this, we do add a little bit of wood glue to this. It just helps give it a little extra reinforcement. So Michael's just going to go ahead and use his brute strength to screw these dowel pegs onto the backing board. All right, y'all, now we get to move on to the fun part and start installing our towel rack. So we did design this to fit the entire span of this little pony wall here. So that's just something to keep in mind. You know, it's just a design choice that we made. So on this side where Michael is attaching it now, we did have some studs to screw into. However, over on the right side of this, we had to use some anchors to do this. So that's just something to keep in mind if you are wanting to do something similar. I would just be sure that you know where your studs are and whether or not you're going to need anchors to attach this. And Michael might have been having a little bit of troubles there, but we finally got this entire towel rack hung, and y'all, I am really loving it. So let's go ahead and style this now.
Alrighty, y'all. So another thing I thought would be fun to do today is take y'all on a quick little home tour. I'm going to call this like our DIY home tour. So quite some time ago, Michael and I just decided that we were going to DIY as many things as we possibly could in our home. We renovated our home completely from the ground up. Every single room down to the walls was completely renovated. And this was long before I started my YouTube channel. So someday I will walk y'all through a full home tour and kind of show you some before and after pictures. But for today, we're just going to make this a tiny, short, quick little home tour. And I'm going to share with you a lot of our DIY home decor pieces that Michael and I have created on a budget. And hopefully this will inspire you a little bit to do some DIYing, because y'all know me. I love to decorate. I love to make my home inviting, a warm, cozy, special place for my family to just be. And sometimes decor stuff is just not in the budget. And so Michael and I found a way to create really pretty home decor pieces on a budget, within our budget, and plus we love to DIY them. I just love the challenge of a good DIY project. So that's what I'm going to do really quick, y'all, is just take you through just probably my grand room here and show you some of the fun DIY pieces that Michael and I have been working on over these last couple of months to add to my winter decor.
So for our post-holiday decor, I did decide I wanted to just go with a nice clean slate. And I don't know if y'all noticed, but I moved the apothecary cabinet. So if you've been with me for a while, you know that there used to be an apothecary cabinet sitting here. But I've moved it over here to the dining room in this corner, and y'all, I am really loving it. But when I did do that, it left an empty wall here. So we created this really fun shelving to go into that empty space. And I just added 3 simple shelves to this with some really fun designer brackets, and I will have those listed in the description box for y'all. And then I just styled them with some of my fun family photos and a few of my favorite decor pieces. I think adding shelving to a blank wall is one of the easiest DIY home decor projects you could ever do, and it just adds so much to fill an empty space. I am really loving adding lighting to this little nook that we have here. We use this for our wine cellar or our wine closet, but I also use this for a lot of extra storage for just sundry items that you normally keep in your home. Okay, so something else we did, y'all, is I painted the coffee bar. So we do have plans to put a big built-in coffee bar in this space here, but for right now, I've gone ahead and painted it. I just feel like this added so much to the space. I really love how this turned out. I love the color. It helped balance out the color because I've got the apothecary, and then our island is also in that same color, and it really gave us a good balance. So y'all, if you need to fill, if you have a weird, awkward hallway like I do, and you need something to fill the space, we created this very simple bench. We literally just took a 2x12, attached some hairpin legs to it, and voila, we have a little bench in this little entry space. And I feel like it just added a lot to this area. It's so simple. It was so easy to make, but yet it makes a big statement.
Alrighty, my dear friends, that is it for today. I really hope y'all enjoyed this episode and that I have somehow inspired you through our little home tour and the projects that we worked on together. It felt good for me. I really needed to do this, and it felt so good to get so many of those items checked off of our to-do list. I'm loving the towel rack. I think it just looks so good. It's really nice to have a lid on the dog food container, and I'm really loving the lamp in our little wine closet area. So thank you all so much for being with me today. It's been a lot of fun. I look forward to seeing you all again next week. Until then, y'all take care, and I will see you soon. Bye. Well, crikeys, that's not gonna work. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Nope, I got nothing. I don't know what to say. Oh my, that's not gonna work either. that's a wrap.